Welcome to Authentically You Podcast, the podcast that dives deep into a transformative journey of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and self-expression. I'm your host, Kirsty Hankin, and I'm here to guide you on a path towards embracing your true, unapologetic, authentic self. In this podcast, we'll embark on a quest to uncover the secrets to breaking free from societal expectations, shredding the masks we wear, and stepping into our own power. Each episode will explore the questions and challenges that our listeners face on their personal journeys, providing practical insights and heartfelt advice. But it doesn't stop there. Authentically You Podcast goes beyond just answering your questions. We're here to introduce you to a diverse lineup of incredibly knowledgeable professionals who will share their expertise, wisdom, and experiences. We'll bring you thought-provoking interviews that will inspire and empower you. This is Authentically You Podcast, unleashing life on your own terms. I'm Kirsty Hankin, and together, let's unlock the power within and live life authentically. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We're in this together. Welcome to Authentically You Podcast, and thank you so much for being here today. I'm very excited about our guest today. I have had the chance to talk to her before, and it's amazing. Our guest today helps female leaders make more income and impact without the hassle of burnout, fusing human design with tailored business and marketing strategies to help women achieve aligned balance in their business and life. She is a life and business optimization expert and a true soul sister of mine. Welcome, Doreen Brown.
Thank you so much. Yay. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
I have been so excited about this one because obviously we've talked before and we hit it off like nothing else. As you said before, we've obviously met before in life.
Yep.
And it was just you, soul sisters, right?
Absolutely. I love it.
So I was very excited when we were like planning to do this.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
So tell us about your journey. Obviously it's the Authentically You podcast. Tell us about yourself. And go for gold.
Yeah, absolutely. So a little bit about me. I guess I'll start from really when I had my two kids. That was probably the biggest life change, for me and path. So after having my two kids, for most people, right? So becoming a mum was really something that changed, my path, I guess, in my future. But also from not just a personal perspective, from, I guess, a business and career perspective as well. So I'd worked in corporate for many, many years. I won't say exactly how much because you'll probably work out my age by then. But for many, many years. And then when my second child was born, I wasn't able to return back to that corporate role because there was no flexible working conditions. He was still breastfeeding at the time. And my boss was like, no, need to stop breastfeeding. You need to just come back to work. And I just went, nah, not doing it.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Walked in with $200 left in my account and resigned. And whilst I was on maternity leave, decided to learn how to build and code and launch, my own website. That's really where the whole thing started. And I really thought that I would be able to build, my own business online. Like once I pressed launch, I'd be on the internet, all these sales would be coming in, I'd, be able to work from home, and none of that happened, right? So I had two kids, one that was still breastfeeding, an online, store or business that really wasn't doing anything. And the universe, would have it. I ended up landing an entry-level digital marketing position with an agency, and they'd taken into account, obviously, my previous work experience, the fact that I'd been able to build and launch my own website from scratch. And they were like, this girl's, got something. We
Yeah.
really want to bring you on board. And they were fully distributed. So I got to be mum, I got to breastfeed, I got to work from home, but I ended up with this really beautiful new career path. And it was all as a result of, becoming a mum, and really analyzing, I guess, and assessing what's so, important for me in my life right now. Yeah. So after 5 years of working there, absolutely loved it. But woke up on a Monday morning to an email that said the company's gone into receivership and you're now unemployed.
Wow.
So it really threw me headfirst into launching my own business. But this time, obviously, I was equipped with all the skills and knowledge that I'd learnt, not just from corporate, but also in the 5 years of working at the agency.
Mm-hmm.
And so, going from being employed and obviously having a steady income to launching your own business and not really having anything lined up, it was go, 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 right? It was build the website, start networking.
Yeah.
I started running like coaching and training and done for you services, launched my podcast, launched an online academy, traveled internationally to New Zealand actually, and did international, speaking and training. And it literally was 100 miles an hour. And about 4 years into running my new consulting business, which specialized in optimization and marketing, I came crashing down, like quite significantly and quite badly. So tried to get out of bed one morning and couldn't. I just could not get out of bed. Tried to open my eyes. I couldn't see. It felt like someone was strangling me from the outside, like of my throat. And I just thought, oh my God, like what's going on? And long story short, I was burnt out. I was burnt out because I was trying to do all the things and, taking lots of other programs and coaching and courses and, go out there and do this and get this and And I did all of that. And not only did I not really see amazing results from doing all of that, but it ended up impacting my health.
Yeah.
And so I really had to assess again. It was kind of like another really pivotal point of going, okay, what is it that you actually want? Because this isn't working, right? You've built a beautiful business, but at the same time, it's really impacting your health and your well-being, and it's just not sustainable.
Yeah.
And so the universe at this point decided to drop human design into my lap. Because I was really lost. I was really confused. I was just feeling like I don't know what the future holds for me anymore. That kind of really, I know that sounds quite severe, but it really was. It was just like, I just don't know what direction I'm going in now. And so I ended up getting a free human design chart. And the first time I saw my chart, I actually burst into tears. Because seeing that for the first time was like seeing myself for the very first time.
Yeah.
And just really having this instant wow moment of that's actually who I am, not the person that everyone else sees in the human jumpsuit, but this is actually like who I am. And it had such a profound like impact on me. So I guess instantly that part of my design, right, is diving into things and really learning more, which I later found out. And so through that, and then starting to make changes in my life based on who I am rather than who I was trying to be, things started to fall into place. Now, it's not that it happened overnight. It wasn't a Pantene commercial. It's not like, wash it one day and wake up with like beautiful hair the next day. It's been a process, right?
Yeah.
But the process has been so transformative and has made such an impact to the way I do business, the way I interact, with my children and my family, the way I look after myself, the way my health improved. It just kind of had like this domino effect. So once I started to be in alignment with my own design, with my own blueprint, and stopped as I like to say, pushing shit up a hill and trying to force things to happen that just were not meant to be, everything else started to become easy. And I started having time off in my business. I started going on holidays. My health improved. My income doubled. And I was like, hang on a minute. What? Yeah.
How does that work?
How does that work? And so, I've got beautiful clients, obviously, that I work with, and I started to integrate the same, approach with them.
Yeah.
And started seeing changes with them as well. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is not just like a one-off or two-off thing. Do you know what I mean? This is something that more and more people need to get access to and need to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where Optimized by Design was born. And it's really to create this alignment between not just what you're doing online and your marketing strategies, but it's also about optimizing self and optimizing your business so that by the time you get to the marketing, right, it's like a full circle holistic approach rather than, as I like to say, trying to polish a turd. It's just not going to work, right? Like if you don't have yourself in check and the business in check, you're actually infusing both of those things into your marketing.
Yeah.
So your marketing's not going to do as well if everything else is out of alignment.
Yeah.
And so for many, many years, I've spent 12 years like working in the optimization area, but predominantly most of that time has been around the online space and marketing. But what I noticed with my clients was when we actually worked on stage 1 and stage 2, the marketing, which is stage 3, actually improved as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it was easier to do, not just the results, but the fact that it was all being done with more ease, less hustle, less pressure, less, you know what I mean, that intensity, and just sitting back and going, this is actually how it's meant to be. Like we're trained and conditioned to think that everything we do in life, work hard and do all this stuff. And it's like, no, the more that you actually are in alignment, the results will come and they will happen, but they'll do it with more ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I know. So when you're talking about human design, what does it actually mean? Like I know you're talking about being in alignment, but just for the
Yes.
viewers, what is human design all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So human design really is your own individual blueprint. It's who you were born to be. So you need 3 things in order to get your human design chart. And the first thing is your date of birth, your time of birth, and your place or location of birth. And what it basically does is give you this beautiful roadmap of things where these are your strengths, these are your opportunities, to really grow. But it's here to show you how you can exchange your energy with the world and with, others around you.
Mm-hmm.
And it combines lots of different things. So if you've heard about the disc profile, the Enneagram, Myers-Briggs, like there's lots of different personality type tests. And this is not so much a personality test. It's called the science of differentiation, which means that it's really here to show you, again, who you were born to be without the conditioning. So with a lot of the other, I guess, profile or personality tests, you're answering a set of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those questions are obviously based on your experiences, your conditioning, how you feel on the day of answering those questions, all of those things. Okay, so some of those results may be impacted or skewed dependent on when you're answering them, how you're answering them, and those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
Human design is based on facts.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you've been to school, if you've had a job, if you've had all these different experiences, your human design is like a fingerprint. So it's unique to you, but it doesn't change over time.
Yeah.
Okay, so who you were born to be does not change just because, you know what I mean, you've gone to school, as I said, and, your family's conditioning or any of those things. It actually takes you back to your true purpose and why you're here, why you were chosen out of all the billion different opportunities in the world to be a human. Why were you chosen? Why were you brought here? And so it's really just a chart or a map. And it then provides us with details, including your energy type, your strategy, and your authority. So those are probably the three main things that I would look at if I'm really new to human design, because it can be like peeling an onion. There's quite a lot of layers to human design. And the most, I guess, important thing is that if you're in alignment with your energy type, your strategy, and your authority, the other components of your design will actually also fall into place. And that's why they're so important. So when we talk about energy type, there are 5 energy types in human design. There's the manifestors, generators, manifesting generators, projectors, and reflectors. Now, it's important to note that there isn't one energy type that's more superior or better than the other. The importance of understanding your energy type is so that you can be in alignment and in that energy rather than trying to be in someone else's energy. That's the most important thing, because many of us, when we surround ourselves with other people, or we're put in a position at work where we need to do a specific role, sometimes what we're doing is we're actually adapting or moving into someone else's energy type. Then we feel out of alignment, we're exhausted, we're burning out, we're doing all of these, things. And it's because we're trying to be something we're not. So understand your energy type. The most important thing is that you're in alignment with that type of energy rather than trying to be something that you're not. Because when you're not, that's when things fall, out of place. And that's when you start to see, things really starting to come undone. Whereas when you understand your energy type, you can go, oh my goodness, that's exactly, like, it just connects. When you see your energy type in your chart for the first time, you're like, it's nothing that you don't already know, but it's this permission slip to be yourself.
I love that. That's exactly how it felt when you did my blueprint. It just felt like, yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, it is like a permission slip to be who I'm meant to be, who I am here to be. And just having that, permission slip to go, yes, it is you. Go ahead and be you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And a lot of people say, well, what does that really mean though, Jules? And I'm like, well, compare it to this. I know when I go and get my hair done and my makeup done, and like I'm about to have like my photos taken or anything like that, the confidence that it gives you, right? Of really stepping into who you are and just feeling amazing. That's the impact that, human design has had on me, right? It's like going and getting my hair and makeup done, and I'm about to go and present myself to the world in the best way possible. And that's really what it feels like. It's this confidence, but it's also the clarity, because we've gone through life being around other energies, being told what we should be doing, how we should be doing things. And along the way, we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves in relationships. We lose ourselves when we become mums, through being business owners. Along the way, you're kind of adjusting and adopting to your environment. And you really do lose sometimes that authentic self, not because you meant to, not because it's on purpose. It's just something that happens, right, in life. And so, it's really coming back to your true self, but doing it with such clarity and such confidence that when you wake up each day, you remember who you are. Yeah, and you can sometimes fall off the wagon, but it's literally just a matter of picking your chart back up and going, that's who I am. Hello, good morning. Let me get back, in touch with that. And one of the things that I do with my clients, which the listeners might want to do as well, is that I'll be sharing with you where you can get your chart. But once you get your chart, print it off, put it in a frame, and pop it on your work desk.
Love it.
Every single day, right? Remember, pardon my French, who the fuck you are. Yeah, because you're going to go through other things where, again, you might kind of lose your way,
Yeah.
but it's such a gentle and beautiful reminder. Every
Mhm.
day you wake up and go, girl, that's me. I'm right there. That's who I am. That's who I'm going to be today. Regardless of whatever, happens or comes my way, I'm remembering who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Doreen, I absolutely love that.
Yeah. It's just such a simple free. It's free.
Yeah.
It's a free thing to do. Print it off, pop it in a frame, pop it on your desk, and just remember who the fuck you are
Yeah.
every single day.
I
Yeah.
want listeners to know how amazing actually having this blueprint is. Coming from
Yes.
you as the expert is brilliant, and the way you've explained it is spot on, as I would expect from such an amazing person. From my perspective, it is just given me, since having the blueprint printed out for myself, my confidence, like you said, my confidence, it is like I've come out of the salon and walking out into the street and doing a strut, but not
Yes.
in a cocky way. But I
No.
know myself. I
Yes.
know what I'm here for. My healing. So I've always, not always, but there's times where you're like, oh, am I doing this right? Is this what I'm meant to be doing? Or maybe
Yes.
I should try this. And you just sort of, like you've mentioned, you can get lost. But having this blueprint has quantum leaped me into the next level of healing and the next level of being myself. It is far out the best thing that I've ever done, and we are going to do more of it. And yeah, it is. The way you've put permission slip is exactly what it is, because you get that permission slip, you can feel yourself like lift and go, yes, oh my gosh, confirmation that this is who I am, and this is where I'm meant to be, and this is the journey that I'm on, and it is everything that I should be doing. Yes, hell yes, let's go.
Stepping into your power.
Stepping into
That's
your power.
That's what it
Yes.
is. It's stepping into your power and being
Mm,
unapologetic for it. And as you said, it's not about being cocky, absolutely not. But it's about having this self-confidence that we
yeah,
have lost. We've lost this
we
over
have.
time and over years. I know for me, even during lockdowns and things, it's taken such a process to come back out into the world, even just to
Mm,
be visible on platforms like social media and
yeah.
doing videos and all of this kind of thing. These are things that are part of my design that I love. Like being in community is part of my profile, like part of my design, but things happen to you and you lose that
Mm-hmm.
self-confidence. And yeah, if anything, like just giving you back that clarity and confidence, that's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Because everything you then do, whether it's personal, business, whatever it is, you're walking into that thing with that self-confidence that is unshakable,
Mm, mm,
like nothing else.
yeah.
Goosebump
Yeah.
stuff,
Goosebumps.
right?
Yeah.
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 So again, just seeing your chart for the first time, many people, many of my clients actually cry too when
Mm-hmm.
when we walk through it, because it's just this, they already know, but someone else
Yeah.
validating it for them as well, really being seen and really being heard and being
Mm-hmm.
accepted.
Mm-hmm. All of those things are exactly.
Like
Yeah.
it's just next level. And then you're
Yeah.
injecting that, you're infusing that into your business. You're then infusing that into your marketing, and you're starting to connect with just naturally, organically, without forcing anything.
Yeah.
Beautiful people come into your world, right?
Yes,
Like just like
exactly.
magic. It's like opening a door in the ceiling and all this beautiful stuff starts to fall through because you're in alignment.
Yeah.
And
It's
we're
powerful.
taught, yeah, that life is meant to be hard and you're meant to
Yeah.
struggle and you meant no, actually you're
No.
not.
No.
No, no, no. There's a blueprint that we're all born with. And I just wished I knew about it a
Mm,
long time ago, because I know that we grow through what we go through. So you have to go
yeah.
through those things for a purpose and a reason. And I probably wouldn't be sitting here with you right now had all of that stuff not happened at the same time, it would have been nice to know that, we had the blueprint. And, I'm hoping that in hospitals, when they hand someone, their like birth certificates for their children and their documents, here's your human design chart for your child. Yeah, like here's how you can help your child as they develop and as they grow, be in alignment with who they were born to be, not who you want them to be, which is super important. But another one of the components of the chart that I mentioned is your strategy. So the way in which you're really here to exchange your energy, with the world. And again, that's very different for every energy type. So for my specific energy type, I'm here to be in response to life. I'm not actually meant to be the go get it, go hustle, go cold call, cold email people. Like none of that stuff has worked. Because it's actually completely out of, alignment with my strategy as part of my human design strategy. And then your authority is your decision-making center. So it's the way in which, again, something, might enter your world or enter your sphere, and you'll make a decision based on the type of authority that you have. So I'm an emotional solar plexus, also an empath. So my decision-making is always attached with, a form of emotion, right? Like how it feels and those types of things. But once you know at least those three things, your energy type, your strategy, and your own authority, that's how then you can move more into alignment. And again, things will start to feel easier because you're not trying to be something that you're not, and you're not trying to force something that's not meant to be what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
When you were mentioning right at the beginning your journey, you were talking about the process that you'd sort of gone through. And it was funny because it was exactly the same process that I've been through. It's exactly the same process that I've spoken to about with a few people.
Yes.
And it seems like it is a process of getting to where you're meant to be, your purpose. It's like, the 7 steps of grief. Is it 7?
Yes.
There seems like there is a process that you need to go through to get to where you were meant to be.
Yes.
It's crazy the way that it's how I've literally just thought about this while you were saying it. I was like, there is a process to this magical journey that we're on. We all have to go through it. And the one thing that really stood out was trying to fit in or trying to be someone that you're not. So it may be, you're in a work situation and you've got colleagues that are pulling you into their energy. It might be that you're trying to help yourself and you're listening to influencers and trying to implement what they're trying to do. But like you said, if it's not in your blueprint, and it may not work for you. So you really got to juggle it and take things that, take things, see if it works.
Yes.
Check the blueprint.
Yes.
Adjust it.
Yes.
And then own it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Yeah. Look at it, take it in. Yeah, try it out, adjust it, and then improve it. And what you've just said totally resonates with me. So I'm like a course junkie, right? Like I've taken over 25 different programs, and I would say with majority of them, I really didn't see the outcome or the results that were promised or offered. And it's not because those courses and programs don't work. They do. But they've been designed with the creator in mind.
Yeah.
Right? So that person has gone and done the thing. They're like, woohoo, it works. We've tested it with other people. Great, they've gotten results. We're now going to send it out to the wider market.
Yeah.
But the one thing that's missing from this is that each individual person has their own unique design. And so the way in which they're going to use that information is going to depend on their blueprint.
Yes.
This is why only 1 to 2% of people who do those programs and courses see results and see success, and the rest don't. Okay. So it's really important that, if you have done those things, and as I've just said, I've done over 25, it's not that they don't work, but we need to select and choose. And as you said, test some of those things to see which ones are actually in alignment with us, rather than trying to be in someone else's energy and then thinking this doesn't work.
What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me? That's the first thing we do. We come back to self and go, there must be something wrong with me. I'm not good enough, because the 1 to 2% are achieving those results and I'm not. It actually has nothing to do with that. Doesn't have anything to do with motivation, skills. All of that can be learnt, right?
Yeah.
But it's trying to find the right mix of things that are in alignment with you, which is obviously how I help people. Okay. So even if you've done all these other programs or courses, we actually dive into them once we've decoded your design and created your business blueprint builder. Then before we jump into your marketing, we actually go through and go, okay, what have you done in the past? Let's go through and have a look at it. Now that we've got clarity and we've got confidence around your design, we understand your purpose and your potential based on the business you're supposed to have. Now let's work on amplifying this, right, through the marketing and getting your message and getting your product or service or business out there. It's just really hard to do the third part if you haven't done part 1 and part 2. Because again, you are infusing that into your business and into your marketing. So we have to get that optimized first, then the business, then the marketing, so that it all flows again with more ease, more alignment, but it feels good to you. Right? Because no one wants to create a monster of a business where they wake up every day and it feels like they may as well be going to a 9 to 5, because they're resenting their business. It's taking up so much of their personal time. They feel like they need to be switched on 24/7. They have to be on every single platform and doing all the marketing things. And like me, I fell out of love with my business. I was contemplating going and getting a job because it's easier than running, your own business and having to do all the things. So it just provides so much more than just, here's your blueprint and, here's your energy type. Once you apply it, that's where you will actually see the impact and the difference. And I know many people will go, I've done my chart and I know I'm a manifestor, I know I'm a generator. And it's like, okay, but what have you done with your chart since then? And most people will say nothing. I haven't done anything with it, right?
What do you mean?
But that's where the magic is. Like, it's actually applying it and experimenting with it. And then seeing the changes and the results, that you get from that. And I would never now work with a client without even doing their human design chart first, because I want to have an understanding of who I'm working with, what their strengths are, where their opportunities are to grow, all of those, beautiful things. And I know the way they best communicate, just those kinds of things improves your overall relationship with your clients as well. Like, it's a really, really powerful tool.
Is there any blueprints that clash?
That's a really good question. Yeah. So when two energies come together, you actually create a whole new blueprint.
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
this is why, when you meet people like you and I met for the first time, feel like I've known you all my life. When our energies, I guess, synchronized and came together, right? They're totally working together. So whatever I have and whatever you have is working beautifully together. But sometimes there will be, I guess, design types or energy types where you feel like, I've met you, I'm really not interested in continuing either a business relationship or a friendship or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Because there could be things within your two energies that totally just do not gel and do not, fuse together. But every time two people come together, you're actually creating a whole new blueprint.
It's
Your
interesting.
family has its own blueprint, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got children and a mum or a dad, or mum and mum, or dad and dad, or whatever that dynamic is, all of those energy types also create their own blueprint.
Mm.
So it's not so much that they clash. I wouldn't use the word clash.
What
It's more there's opportunities, for better communication.
would it be
And
that if you're working on your blueprint and your energy's good and theirs
yeah,
isn't,
yeah.
is it maybe they're not in their true alignment?
You just that's exactly what it is. So if they're out of alignment with their human design,
Mm-hmm.
that's usually the reason why you
Yeah.
will have conflict. They may be suffering, from certain things.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, not being able to really, they're not in their energy type, right? They're not in alignment. And so when they're out of whack, that energy is then brought over to those around them
Yeah.
as well. And it's really a time of, supporting that person and offering that opportunity and saying, here's a way that we can actually work on a few things.
Yeah.
And with them being back in alignment with their own blueprints,
Yeah.
then that impacts all the energies, around them as well.
So what first came to me was relationships. So
Yes.
partners, husbands, even family, like you were talking about, there's obviously been a time where the energies are aligned and in sync and everyone's on their blueprints. But
Yes.
obviously things happen, like we talked about,
Yes.
things happen, and that energy or one of the energy shifts. So that is a perfect time, like you just said, for the person that is in alignment to support, right?
Yes.
Have I got
That's
that right?
exactly right. 100%. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's 100%. And I've been able to use this with my children too. So my two
Yeah.
boys, one's going to be 17 and one's going to be 12.
Mm-hmm.
And before doing this, I was trying to infuse myself into the way that they're going to do things in life, right? Because you obviously want the best for your children. And I'm a manifesting generator, so I'm an energizer bunny, whereas they're projectors and they are not energizer bunnies.
Yeah.
They need more time for rest, and they are the beautiful guides in our world. So they will be able to tell you how to do what takes you 8 hours. They'd be able to do it in 2 or 4 hours
All
because
right.
they know like the shortcuts, and not because they're doing like a worse job of whatever it is that they're doing. They are just here to guide us. They're like the eagle over the field, whereas we're the like lions and tigers actually in the grass and the jungle. They're hovering over us going, oh, you could have done that way, that way, and that way, and
Yeah.
I've just saved you 5 hours of your time. And so understanding that about my two boys, for me, it's really important that I won't be encouraging them to go and get a 9 to 5 job, for
Yeah.
example, because that'll be completely out of alignment with their energy type. It won't be sustainable. It'll probably end up burning them out.
Mm-hmm.
And so just even having that understanding has changed the way I parent.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And when they're starting to choose, because the 17-year-old is like trying to choose his, vocation and like career and what it is that he's going to do, I'm very mindful. It's not me. It's not the manifesting generator energy that I need to infuse into him. I need to support him as a projector,
Yeah.
and I need him to be able to make decisions and support him rather
Wow.
than come at it from my own energy
Yeah.
type and my own perspective.
That's
And our communication, like the way we communicate, has changed. We have less, cranky times, less arguments, because I'm no longer trying to get them to do or be me.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is powerful. That is
Yeah.
magical even. Like having when you have a child, all you want to have is a manual, right? And this is
Yes.
a blueprint for your
That's
child.
it. That's it. And this is the thing we're all
Yeah.
told there's no manual in life or to parenting. It doesn't come with a yes, it does. It does. We just didn't know about it. No one friggin' told us. But we actually do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I say this all the time. Yeah, we're always told, oh no, life doesn't come with a guide. You've just got to fumble your way through. And we could have saved so many
Yeah.
tears and health issues, and had we just known, and that's what my goal is, right? My goal is just to make it more accessible, more
Yeah.
awareness, and to use it in everyday life, not to just print it off and pop it away in a cupboard or a drawer and then go, oh yeah, I know I'm a manifestor, but I haven't really done anything with it. No,
Yeah.
the power isn't in the information, it's in the application,
Yeah.
right? That's when you're going to get the
Mm.
transformation, when it's
Oh,
actually like all applied.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is, I just need a moment to get it all in again. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Like the amount of times that parents, because I used to teach teams, and a lot of the
Yes.
parents would project, this is how you should do it, this is what you need to do, and project their energy onto them. But
Yes.
it could have been that they weren't the same. They are a projector or a manifestor or whatever they are, completely different. And that is probably why things aren't going great with teens and parents.
Correct. So it's a tool that can
Yeah.
absolutely be used for that as well. And just having that understanding and acknowledging your child
Mm,
and letting them have that confidence and clarity in who they are. Because, oh my goodness, when you're growing up, and teenagers especially,
yeah.
there's so much going on, your hormones, your friendships, relationships, everything's changing. Like you're becoming an adult. And I know for me, it was the shittest time of my life. Like I had the crappiest teenage time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I was so confused and lost as to who I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I just wish, yeah, that someone had sat down with me and said, oh, here it is, Dawes. Here's your
Yeah.
blueprint.
Easy.
Let's go
Beautiful.
through together. Let's decode it. Let's get you in alignment. Let's give you back that confidence. And it would have had such a maybe different impact to the outcome,
Mm.
of those years.
Mm. My mind's just thinking about, everyone in my life and how
Yeah.
life would be different if everyone was in alignment for where they're meant to be going.
Yes,
Oh, it's just thinking about it just makes me go, wow, there is an easy way.
there is an easier way.
Mm. And that's what
Yeah.
we want in life, isn't it? But like you said, it's not the magic wand, ping, life
No.
is sorted. It's a
Yeah.
process.
It's a process. Absolutely. But once you start to use it and adapt it, and look, it may take some time. It's not something that happens overnight.
Mm.
The more that you do it, the more you apply it, again, the more ease and the more results that you'll see, right? It's like going to the gym. You can't just go to the gym once and then poof, I've got this amazing, body that I've always wanted. No, it takes, dedication, application, and it takes time.
Yeah.
But it's going to save you time and save you money and save you all these other things, because instead of going down a path that's completely out of whack with yourself,
Mm.
you're now starting to do things that are in alignment, right? So you're reducing the number of things that you have to do and doing more of the things that you should be doing
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
So I want to put this into context for the listeners. This podcast, and I've told Doreen about this, has been in the back of my head for some time now. And I thought, I don't know what really triggered me to actually go, okay, do it. But as soon as I started this journey on the podcast, everything has been so easy. It has been the most magical journey. Guests are coming, ideas are coming, graphics easy, information. It has just been so beautiful. And I'm like, interesting.
This is what it means to be in alignment.
This is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when you are in full alignment and full flow, it is easy. It is easy.
Yep.
Oh, it feels so good.
Love it.
So, Doreen, how can people work with you? How can they get in touch with you, and what can you do for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I work one-on-one with female business owners. And yes, again, human design extends across lots of different, things in the world, relationships and, parenting and all those things. But for me, it's really about trying to help that female business owner not go through what I had to go through, right? Before they get burnt out, before they try and do all the things, giving them the 3-step roadmap. So I've created and developed the optimized operating system, which is that 3-part process of optimizing self, optimizing business, and then optimizing your marketing, so that you have this roadmap of how to have your personal strategy, business strategy, and a marketing strategy that has no expiry date. Right. So unlike old school, business plans, and this is for 5 years and this is for 10 years, we don't do any of that. Right.
Yeah.
It's your roadmap that you get to keep without an expiry date. It just goes on and on and on and on. Right. You build on it, you expand with it. So that's the way that I'm, really working with women. I was at one point trying to develop like an online portal with lessons and things like that, but it was out of alignment with me,
Yeah.
right? So only just last week I pressed delete. Like I'd spent probably close to 30 hours on, building this thing. And I was like, no, I actually want to work one-on-one with the person in front of me. I want to provide them with next level support when they're going through something, that they can pick up the phone and go, Doors, this and this and this and this happened. I want to be that person for them, their cheerleader, someone that isn't just going to pop them into a portal, wave them off, and then catch up once a month in a group. And that's just not for me. It may work for some people, and that's awesome. That's great. But for me, I really want to provide that one-on-one personalized support. But the other thing is that when we go through the optimized operating system, every single roadmap that's developed is unique. So it's not something that can be done in a group or in an online portal, because it's individually creating almost like your own course. It's like pick your own adventure type of thing, right? And this cannot be done with multiple things at once if you really, really want to tap into that, specific person and provide that support. And it's something that I wish I had. That's why I'm doing this, because I just wish that someone back then, 2.5 years ago, when I was completely at my wit's end and burnt out, someone would have said to me, Doors, let me help you. Let me support you. Let me show you there's an easier way. Yes, you can have a beautiful business. You can work with your beautiful clients. You can increase your income. You can increase your impact. It doesn't need to be this hard. And that's why this has been born. Because if I can just help one person from having that experience, and just them having that confidence and the clarity, understanding their purpose and really unleashing their true potential, then that's what I've been placed on here to do. That's part of my design. My design and my purpose is here to empower and teach others. And once I saw that in my blueprint, I was like, oh my gosh, why am I not doing this more? This is what I'm, here to do. So I'm not going to tell you how to do your business. I'm not going to tell you how to do your marketing. We're going to create something that is so unique and individual to you, but we're going to harness your human design to do it. So you're not going to do it my way. I'm not going to tell you to be a manifesting generator. Oh, hells no. What I'm going to say to you is, this is your blueprint and this is where we start. Right. So it's important to know I don't teach human design. I use it as a tool in order to help us optimize all 3 components. So we are in alignment. There's beautiful human design coaches out there that teach it and do all the things. I use it as a tool. So I just want to make that like super duper, clear as well. That I'm not teaching human design. I'm using it to help you have the best life you possibly can.
Yeah.
One that you love, one that you wake up every day to and go, oh my God, this is my life. Like,
And who wouldn't want
amazing.
that, right?
Yeah,
That's everyone's dream. Everyone wants it.
Exactly.
What would you say to someone that is probably back where we were and thinking, I can do this myself. I'll do it myself. I can do this.
Yeah. Look, and that was me
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah. And it took me over 100K in investments. As I said, 12 years of like working in this space. So you can go and do it yourself. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with trying to do that. But if you want to fast track
Mm-hmm.
and you want to achieve what you're planning to achieve in 3 years, in 3 months, and as you said, really quantum leap those results,
Yeah.
then getting support is where it's at,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know as well what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
having someone that's already walked the path, is at or in a place where you want to be, they've already done all the hard work for you.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Right? So the investment, it's an exchange of energy,
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to fast track your results and your success. Again, that might take you 3 years to do on your own.
Yeah.
You can achieve in 3 months.
Yeah.
I know for me what I would be choosing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah. Get the
Yeah.
support.
Exactly.
Get the
We all
support.
need it.
We
And
all
it
need
keeps
it.
you also accountable as well. I think that's important. Because sometimes you
Yes.
can, lay
Fall
back
off
a bit.
track. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And that's why again I work one-on-one, because I'm also their accountability
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah. I love
I'm going to get in touch and be saying, hello, we were doing this. Come on, tell me where it's
Yeah.
at. I'm going to get the best out of you. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to stop until I get the very best out of you.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. And I know you have a wonderful freebie for us and the listeners. Can you tell
Yes.
us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you are just diving into human design for the first time, and you are wanting to start with your human design chart, which again is just transformative within itself, then the listeners can go to Optimize by Design, and there's a free chart option where they can pop in their details, and it will actually give them a PDF document that they can download, print off, pop it into a frame, and put it on their desk and remind themselves each day of who they truly
Yeah.
are and who they were born to be.
Wow, that's awesome. That is
Yeah.
amazing. Everyone, go and get it. I'll put
Yes.
everything in this show notes
Yes.
for links and things. So make sure you go ahead and get that. I'm sure everyone will after listening to this incredible podcast today,
Awesome.
this episode. We have the last few questions for you.
Yeah, go for it.
The fun ones.
Go for
If
it.
authenticity were a color, what color would it be for you and why?
Oh, I think of authenticity as like a yellow color, like a beam,
Oh, nice.
almost like an energy color.
Yeah.
Yes, like a dome or a sphere. So sort of like a yellowy, yeah, type of color. Because it just
Beautiful.
reminds me of that, like an energy sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you could be an animal to express your true self, which animal would you choose? And how does it represent you?
Oh, that's really interesting. So I'd love to be a cat because they get to sleep all day and do all of those beautiful things. But I think I'm more of a dog,
Yeah.
bouncing with energy. When I see other people, I feel happy.
Yeah.
I like to make other people feel happy, and I just feel like puppy dogs do
Oh,
that. Like they just walk
absolutely.
into a room and you just melt, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, you're so cute, and they just make you feel just so beautiful on the inside.
Yeah.
So I definitely would want to be, yeah, a puppy dog.
That's funny you say that. A few years ago in one of the courses that I did, we created, I think she called it a hot chocolate moment, where you think of something that is really special and makes you feel good. And my
Yes.
thing was little puppy dogs.
Puppy dogs.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they make you go, oh, it's like your
Yeah.
little moment. Puppy dogs are so cute. If you had a magic wand and everyone in the world had to follow one ruling you create, what would it be?
Go and get your human design chart. From the moment you're born, go and get it. Go and get it so that you take a lot of the guesswork out of doing life, and really understanding who you are and stepping into that power, because the more of us that do that, can you imagine the world?
Yeah.
Like, we'd all be happy within ourselves, and that would spread across to everyone else. And so that would be my one thing is everyone would have their own human design chart, and it'd be given to them with their birth certificate.
That's great. I should have guessed that was going to be your thing.
Yes.
I really should have guessed that tonight. And the last thing is there any last words? Is there any anything that's coming through that you would like to just finish off and end the episode with?
Sure. Just again, just going back and remembering who you are is just so important, and it'll really start to transform everything else that you do. And there's nothing wrong with you. Like, there's nothing about you that you actually need to change. So human design is not there to pluck and pick and go, oh, this is wrong, or that's no, it's just to show you how you can be in alignment, but there is nothing about you that needs to change. Beautiful. You were born perfectly in just the right way with all the right elements. Now it's stepping into that and being the best version of yourself that you can be.
Yeah, having the confidence and owning that power.
Stepping into your power.
Stepping into your power. I love that.
Yes.
I've just remembered our last call that we had together, and I just couldn't stop smiling, and I feel exactly the same.
Oh,
right
good.
now.
I do too. I love it.
I know. Well, thank you so much, Doreen, for being part of the Authentically You podcast today. I know for a fact that people would have got a lot of information and a lot of goodness from all the knowledge and tips and tools and things that you shared with us today. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of this. And thank you.
And thank you for having me and letting me, holding this space for me to share all of my bits and pieces as well. So I really, really appreciate it. And it just helps with that mission, right? Of getting the message out there and getting more people in alignment and doing life and business with more ease. And just creating a life, that they love, which is super important. So thank you for holding space, for me and letting me share that.
Of course, there was no doubt that I was not going to hold space for you, was there?
No doubt. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, everyone else. I hope you had a wonderful time listening, and we will see you in the next episode. Ta-ra!
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Authentically You Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the conversation and gained some valuable insights. If you'd like to stay connected with us, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform and follow us on social media. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Kirsty Impact Coach, or Become Authentically You on the Facebook group. We'd love to hear your thoughts, feedback, and ideas for future episodes. Feel free to drop us a message or leave a review. Your input means the world to us as we continue to grow and improve. Remember, living authentically is a journey, and we're so glad and grateful to have you with us on this path of self-discovery and personal growth. Until next time, always remember to be true to yourself, embrace your uniqueness, and live life unapologetically. Because you are truly remarkable just the way you are. This is Kirsty, signing off on the Authentically You podcast. Take care and keep shining bright.